The NBA season is almost upon us once again, and after not one but two seasons of uncertainty and very interesting endings, many NBA fans are hoping that this season will be the one where things get back to normal. Of course, that'll partially depend on players getting the COVID vaccine. Kyrie, anyone? But we'll leave that alone for now. One team that everyone's going to be having their eyes on this year is the Phoenix Suns. They almost won the NBA Finals last year, and many think they could push through this time, especially with Devin Booker being as great as he is. So, allow us to show you 6 things you didn't know about Devin Booker. Number 6, his net worth. So it's a bit tricky to go and talk about the net worth of Devin Booker, not the least of which is that he's only in the second phase of his NBA career, and it was in the last 2 seasons or so that he really showed his potential and proved to the Suns that he was worth their investment. And invest they did. Devin Booker signed the richest deal in Suns history in 2018, worth $158 million over 5 years. The deal peaks with a $36 million salary for the 23-24 NBA season, which may seem far away, but given how time feels nowadays, it isn't that long at all. And yet, technically speaking, his net worth in some people's eyes is only about $2 million. Now, how can that be? Well, it's because when you calculate things like net worth, you're not looking at the money in the bank account, but rather how much money they have in terms of value and brand and worth overall. To be clear, his net worth will shoot up, and some are already claiming it's shot up in the new NBA season to over $26 million, according to Forbes. Plus, as mentioned, the Suns went to the NBA Finals, and though they lost, Booker was a star there. He's by and large one of the most popular younger players in the NBA right now, so do expect his worth to keep going up. And when his next contract comes up, oh yeah, the man will get paid even more, especially if he wins them a title by then. Number 5, posting on the bench. Being tall for his age, Booker actually played significant minutes in the post as a kid before ultimately becoming a shooting guard. Even then, he still dedicated parts of his post-practice routine to footwork and shot making on the block. It's paid off. Booker shot 52.5% and averaged 1.08 points per post-up possessions this past NBA season, making him the 10th most efficient player in the league with at least 50 such possessions. Now that's important for a lot of reasons, because if you're an efficient player in terms of what you can do, that means you're able to get stuff done reliably, and the Suns team knows they can count on Booker to succeed more than he failed. The funny thing is that Booker's star status was built on a bench player's foundation in college. The former Kentucky Wildcat didn't start a single game and averaged just 21.5 minutes in his lone collegiate season. That didn't stop him from shooting 41.1% from three-point range in the Wildcats' march to the Final Four, though. That goes to show you that sometimes talent is not appreciated when you expect it to be. But clearly this didn't affect Booker, as he's now dominant in the NBA and everyone knows how good he is. Number 4, his time in the NBA. Given where he is now, many people forget how long Booker has been in the league and how he slowly earned his name as one of the best players on the court. For example, Booker was drafted number 13 overall in the 2015 NBA draft by the Suns and has played there his entire career, so that means by this upcoming season, he's been in the league for 6 years, and that's longer than most would think. He became the youngest player to score more than 60 points in a game when he scored 70 on March 24th of 2017. During his first season, Devin Booker averaged 13.8 points a game, 2.6 assists, and 2.5 boards per game. He was also selected to the NBA's All-Rookie First Team. While the Suns had up and down seasons after his rookie year, Booker continued to evolve, which led him to the 2019-20 season, where he proved he was an all-star. On November 23, 2019, Booker almost put up a triple-double with 35 points, a career-high 12 boards, and 9 assists in a 198 win over the Minnesota Timberwolves. From December 27, 19 until January 17th of 2020, Booker scored over 30 points in 7 straight games, including a 40-point performance at a loss against the Memphis Grizzlies on January 5th. Now, this streak broke a franchise record for most consecutive 30-point games in a row, beating a record previously set by Charlie Scott twice and Charles Barkley once. That is absolutely the kind of company you want to be in as you make records. In the 2020 NBA bubble, Booker helped the Suns reach an 8-0 record as of August 11, 2020, holding an 8-game winning streak for the first time since the 2009-2010 season. Now, during his time in the bubble, Booker was named a nominee for the Seeding Games MVP award, earned for the best overall performance in the NBA's resumed regular season games, alongside a spot for one of the all-seeding games teams, averaging 31 points a game during those games. Then go back to last season, and Booker showed his skills once again as he helped to lead the Suns to the finals and putting down very strong teams, including the LeBron-led Lakers. And when Chris Paul got injured during one of the rounds, he put the Suns on his back to push them to the finals. Had Phoenix won the finals, there's no doubt he would have been the MVP. Number 3, the ambassador. Booker's maternal grandfather was an immigrant from Mexico, a fact that Booker has grown to appreciate even more since being drafted by Phoenix. On multiple occasions, he's referenced the culture's strong family ties, something he's inherited and embraced in his own life. He says, "Some of my favorite times as a child was my mom whipping up her original Mexican dishes that she learned from her father, or when we got the chance to visit my grandpa on the weekends in his city and having him cook for us," Booker told Suns.com. "I think the moment everybody found out that I had Mexican in my bloodline, I got on social media and started seeing younger kids of the Hispanic descent reaching out to me saying, 'Hey, you're my favorite player. If you're Mexican and you made it to the NBA, I can too.' So just trying to inspire in that type of way and keep representing the heritage. Let these kids know that especially with the NBA today, it's not one race, it's not one culture. Being rich and famous is nice, but when you can embody something that people aspire to, be a role model for the next generation of potential players, yeah, that's priceless." Number 2, connection to the coach. Too often, NBA players are known for disregarding the coach or having puppet coaches so they can run the show. LeBron. But for Devin Booker, he trusts Coach Monty Williams with all he has. One piece of advice in particular stuck with Booker. His quote to me was, "Everything you want is on the other side of hard," Booker told The Undefeated. When he says that, it's not a basketball statement, it's a mental statement, a hard work statement. It locks me in every time. Booker's trust in Williams is absolute, and it shows in how he talks about him. "I'm the type of person that can read somebody and their eye contact," Booker said. "He's got plans for this team, and we're following him. I'm behind him, totally behind. But I feel the same energy from him to me, so to have somebody believe in me that much, it helps you out mentally when I'm out there." Booker said that the Suns' trust in Williams is the main reason for the team's improvement. "You can feel the vibe here. It's different," Booker said. "Our team's in a different state than we've been in the previous years. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but the culture around, you can feel it. You can feel it in the air, and it all started with Monty." Good to know, and that shows how Booker is a humble, open-minded person, that he doesn't fear or hate getting advice or critiques. Number 1, Kobe. Booker admired many iconic shooting guards growing up, but Kobe Bryant's game and competitive edge hold a special place in his esteem. Bryant noticed the young Booker as well, especially when he tried to use one of his own patented post moves against him in Bryant's last career game at Phoenix in 2016. The Lakers legend laughed about that sequence in post-game comments to the media, but he shared a private moment with Booker himself. That meeting included a gift, a pair of signature shoes on which Bryant had written, "Be legendary." Booker has since gotten the phrase tattooed on his arm, showing how much Kobe meant to him, and no doubt how much he misses him. So, what do you think of this look at Devin Booker and the things you might not have realized about him? Did you honestly know some of these things about Devin beforehand? Which ones do you feel really shows his character? And what do you personally think about the Phoenix Suns, with Devin, of course, and what they're going to do this NBA season? Let us know in the comments below. Hey, we'll see you next time right here on the channel.